Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I will show you some high boost team you can use this season 115, but remember you do not need high boost for the 1kcc. 2Z tier should be enough for the reward. This season is gonna be pretty difficult. I would really advise a full blast team, so I will just show full blast team, and there will be timestamp to go to the section you want to learn more about. Now let me expand more on why you need only 2Z, why you need to bring them for the last 10 fight, and how the boost works. As you can see on the left table, from fight 1 to 14, the win streak bonus is very low. It's not really worth it risking your Z tier and lowering them in HP. So bringing them from fight 15 to 25 is more optimal, so you can get as much point as possible. Fight 1 to 14 you try to keep yourself healthy and bring your high boost at the end. Moreover, friendship is super important. It's gonna increase your stat, it's gonna make you faster, and you're gonna tank better, survive better. That's why I always recommend to have friendship. I will put the summary for friendship here. So it will increase your stat by 5%. Your opponent are gonna be slower, and you're gonna have more HP and more defenses. You're gonna survive the 25 TP easier. If you are running a high boost team, I would really recommend Friendship 10 on your main team, Friendship 5 on your bench at least, so you can survive better. 4-star requirement is gonna be as followed on screen. You can just pause it if you want to, so don't put any low star character. I would say no one below 7-star, and before DBL 49, so before LL Cooler, no one below 9-star if possible. For equipment, it's the same as always. You can have a clash equip on everyone that gives HP and double offense, a car equip on everyone that gives HP, and the last equip is gonna depend on the type of character you have. So if you have range, you put the Goku one on the bottom right. If you have a defense type, you put the Janemba, and so on. Now let's get to the teams. This is basically my team. Now let me talk about the replacement. We have 2 Z tier. You don't really need 2 Z tier because you have so many S in your main team. But if you have Kakunsa and Mai at 9-star, I would use both of them. That would be the most optimal Z tier. Other than that, you have this Ribrian. She is not the best option because you have 2 blue already. But if you do not have one of Kakunsa or actually Mai, you can use Ribrian. But I wouldn't recommend it too much because the targeting is gonna be so off. But for this Urin, she can be used instead of Kakunsa if Urin is around 14-star. But 9-star or so, Kakunsa is gonna be much better. Now we're gonna go to other replacement. For Kakunsa, you can use this free-to-play 18. Pretty good character, S tier. She would be absolutely fine, even better than Kakunsa in battle. And for what's her name? The Mai, you can use Red Kale as a replacement. We're gonna have the Kaba, who's HP buffing Universe 6, so she's gonna be pretty good in battle. Or you can use the Red 18, who is also free to play and pretty nice, and she can be your other replacement for Mai. Now we go to Chi-Chi. The main replacement is not a girl character, actually. It's gonna be a DB character, which is Yamcha, and he's gonna be here in 8 tier, and he's pretty good. I would have used him if he was S tier, but Chi-Chi is S tier, so I'm gonna use Chi-Chi over him. Now let me put back here, let's say Mai, no, not Mai, the Kale and EX Kakunsa if you have her, or you can use the Mai as another Z tier, and we can have it like this. Chi-Chi is gonna be our main unit, and she's gonna be pretty good in battle, and Chi-Chi is gonna give the ability, girls the ability to everyone. Our healer is gonna be the Scale. She need to be at least 9-star or even more to be fair, but she will be okay in terms of tankiness because we have this Kaba. Now this Kaba is super important. There is no replacement for him, to be fair. He's gonna HP buff our girls character that are green, which is Chi-Chi and Kakunsa, and he will HP buff the Universe 6 character. So if you are using the Scale instead of the Red Mai, he's gonna HP buff her. Now Red Mai is not gonna be HP buffed, so she need to be very high star. That's why I would recommend the Kale if she's not high star. And he also gonna HP buff the 2 EX in the bottom. If you don't want to use this Vados, you can replace her with another girl character that you have at good star level. For example, you can even use the tag 17 and 18 if they are high star. The only problem is they do not buff the tag. Other than that, you can use this blue 18. She is blue, so don't use her Brian as your other Z, but she's gonna Zenkai buff the Kale, which is nice. The only problem is no girl's ability, which we don't like too much. Other option you can use as free to play is this red 18 instead of the red Kale. If you do not have red Kale, you can use this max red 18 as a second Z tier. But here I would mainly recommend the Vados if possible, and she's gonna buff girls. She's gonna be pretty decent in battle, and she need to be at least 9 star. Other options, let me check. I guess this caulifla can work, but we want to go blast based and she's strike based. If you don't have option, you can use caulifla. Other than that, girl's character that have the Z ability, maybe not this girl, this girl, she's gonna be universe 6 and she has the Z ability, so I would say this Kefla instead of Vados if you don't have Vados 9 star, and Kefla need to be at least 14 star. She is free to play. Finally, we're gonna have the Bulma. She cannot be replaced. The team is around her, and I don't think the launch can be replaced. She's too important. She has a 45% the ability for green and red, so that's gonna be Kaba and the green girls. Plus, she's gonna basically have Dragon Ball Saga Z ability, which is the Bulma, and she's super important. She is one of the most important in my team. I would say Kaba, the EXK and the Bulma and the launch are gonna be non-replaceable. This can be replaced with the Yamcha, EX Vados. If you don't have her, you can use the Kefla, and here you can use either the Red Kale if you do not have the My High Star, or you can use the 18 if you want to. Same for this Kakunsa. If you do not have her high star, you can use this 18. She can work. She's strike base, she's S tier. You're gonna have enough point, don't worry too much. This Bulma is gonna be S tier. This Chi-Chi is gonna be S tier. This 18 is gonna be S tier. And that's 4 S tier. Plus this Kaba is S tier, so 5 S tier. 50% is more than enough for the 1KCC. And that's basically it. Now let's get to the next team. So GT pretty strong this season. Really too good Z tier for me. I would use this too if possible. This guy need to be at least 7 star, but I would advise 9 star if possible. If he's 7 star, make sure he's friendship 10 because he's not very tanky. And after you're gonna have this Rirdo, he's more strike based, but he's gonna be fine. And he has the healing end of turn, which is nice, and he's gonna be tanking okay. Other than that, we're gonna have this blue baby. He's not the best, but at least he's gonna get Zenkai buffed by the other baby and E debuff. Actually, if you are really good at targeting and you do well in TOP, I would use this blue baby instead of the red Rildo because your team is gonna benefit from his debuff. But if you struggle usually in top, I would use this red Rildo. Other than that, if you are missing someone, you can use this EX red baby. He's gonna be fine, but he's more strike based. The team is gonna be pretty good. For S tier, we're gonna have 2 decent S tier. We're gonna have this guy. He's more strike based, but he's gonna be okay because he's gonna get double Zenkai buff, and he has a pretty good sustain since he has 20% damage cut and he can nullify an attack. He's gonna be very good in battle. He can super regularly, and I really like his kit. For his stat, just keep him strike unless you need him for blast fights and you need to change to full blast. You can change him to blast, but mostly keep him strike. Then we go to EX Shenron. I would say he needs to be at least like 11-12 star if you are going to use him in your main team. If he is not high star, he's not friendship 10, remove him. You don't need him and use somebody else that is gonna be better. But this Shenron, he has some good damage cut, lot of support for GT allies, which is gonna be nice, and his stats are not horrible for an EX, and if he is high star, he's gonna be fine. Plus he's gonna get Zenkai buffed by this baby, and he's your main healer. Remember, this baby heal on the left and right, so if someone gets low HP, you put them on the left and right of him. Then we're gonna get to A tier. We're gonna have our Red Sin Shenron. I used him like a couple of seasons ago. If you want to see how GT does in TOP, I used a similar team like 2-3 seasons ago, which will be in the description. And he's gonna debuff, do a lot of damage, he's fast. Same as this guy, he's gonna debuff, do a lot of damage, and he's fast. Shenron need to be 14 star, and this guy need to be at least 9 star, I would say. Then we're gonna have this Vegeta, he debuff 2, and he's gonna make your team do so much damage because of that. And he's gonna Zenkai buff the yellow also. Of course, he's also getting Zenkai buff. So the team is gonna function very well. Now, if you are missing some character like the EX Sin, you don't want to use him, you can use this Pan and she will be okay, but she doesn't have the Z ability. Or the replacement is basically gonna be the LL and the newer character. For this yellow Vegeta, this yellow Sin can do a job. Zenkai buff still the like the dragon, and he's gonna get Zenkai buff, plus he is blast based. You have the Span, double offense ability, and she's pretty good in battle. This 17 is gonna be fine, and I'm talking replacement for everyone. Your Sparking need to be 9 star, this guy need to be 14 star. Then we're gonna get to the C tier. You're gonna have a lot of choices. Of course, you have the new Ultra Vegeta, he's gonna be pretty good. The new Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, but they need to be a high star. Super Saiyan 3 like 7-9 star. The Ultra need to be A star, and they should be fine. Other replacement, the Super 17, this Omega is gonna be fine. You have the Dark Force. They have a double offense Z ability, plus they have a pretty similar stats, so they will be fine in Blast Team. You're gonna have the Baby, similar thing like the Attack Force. He has a double defense Z ability, similar stat. Same for this guy, he can work. And that's basically it. You have a lot of options. Make sure you have 2 Z tier. If you have this guy Zenkai, he will be a nice S tier, and change him to blast only in fights where you need to go full blast. You can change basically most of the people, no problem. This guy cannot be changed, and he is a must in your team because he's the main healer. Now let's get to the next team. Frieza for this season, pretty good Z tier. You can even use 3 if you wish to. I've put only 2, but it's totally possible to go with 3. I have this guy, a pretty good character. He has a good blast attack, well, not good, but equal stats, so blast attack is fine. He has a double defense ability. He can debuff all enemy damage received, so your team will do more damage, and he's gonna be a very good Z tier. Make sure he is 14 star. Then we're gonna have this guy. I've put him as the other Z tier because he's range type. He has a very nice Z ability. He's not the best in battle, but he has some damage cut, some crit, so he'll be fine. I wouldn't advise him in hard fight, but in easy fight he will steamroll no problem. As a third Z, I would actually use this guy if you want to, and he will be okay. He's not super tanky, just be careful, because in his kit he doesn't have any damage cut. So in hard fight I might use these 3 yellows, but in some fight you want to use the green or blue Apul, they will be okay. For S tier, if you don't want to use triple Z, I think the purple Apul is much better than the blue one, and he's gonna support the team. He has some damage cut, and he's gonna give some crit rate, so your team is gonna do a lot of damage. Other than that, you can use the red one. He's gonna be more tanky. He doesn't give damage and so on, but he will sustain super well as an S tier, and he has 35% damage cut. He'll heal himself a lot, so it's nice as an option. Then you're gonna have like the Nappa if you want to, but he's more strike based. You have this guy, not too bad, but I prefer Apul because more of a blast based character, and he has a really good support with the crit rate. You have this guy, not a big fan, but he's a healer, so you can have double healer. You already have double green, so I prefer Apul still, or the red guy, which is gonna be better. That's all for like the 3Z or 2Z plus 1S. And then we get to the main units. In A tier we have the Full Power Frieza, really good characters, and kind of your yellow lineage of evil, which is the yellow Angel Frieza who supers every fight, and he's pretty tanky. I'm putting double healer, but you can have one healer if you want to. In A tier, what I would recommend is most likely this guy's pretty good character. They're blast based, but they need to be at least 9 star, or this guy who is okay if you don't have any choice, and he doesn't have the Z ability, which is annoying, but he has the PO Z ability, and he's Frieza Force, so he will work fine. And you have also this guy, not the best, but they have okay blast attack stat. They need to be super high star. I don't like the double defense, and we already have 3 yellow in our team, so not really worth it. Then we go to B tier. I would say you have the golden Frieza here if you want to Zenkai the green Angel Frieza. So if you do not have double healer like the blue revival Frieza, you can use this guy to Zenkai buff him, or you can use this guy to Zenkai buff the Apul, which is nice and he's pretty decent in battle. You can also have the third form Frieza. If you farmed him, he will get Zenkai buffed by this guy, and I would use him over the Apul, for example. He should be fine in battle. Other option you have here in C tier, of course, the revival Frieza. I like the double healer thing. If you can do it, I would. But if you do not want to run double healer, you can run like the other full power Frieza. But the problem is you're gonna remove this full power Frieza. The older one, non-LL, is much better. But if you do not have him, you can run this guy. Remember, he won Zenkai of the yellow under Frieza, which is annoying. Now, if you do not have your under Frieza, you can run him like this and the other full power. You have the Ultra, who is pretty nice. Vegeta can be okay if he's like 9 star. But yeah, this is the options for everyone. I would say the 2Z plus S here, I already explained it. Then this guy is gonna be a must, and all the other can be replaced. If you can have the yellow Angel Frieza, it's gonna be nice because he's so good, and you can pair him with the other yellow Angel Frieza, and I would actually do that myself. It's gonna be pretty good for you overall, and you have a lot of option. Make sure it's a good team and a blast team, because blast is gonna be so good this season. Next team is DB. For Z tier, you have two options. I would say Roshi is super good and I would use him, but for Chi-Chi, I'm not too sure. She is not that good and she might die on you. She has damage cut only versus Sunfire, so use her only on fight with Sunfire, or you can just remove her because you have so many S tier in your team and just put someone solid. It will do the job. For S tier, we have some really good S tier. You have the Bulma, Chi-Chi, and Tambourine. I would use all three if you have all three. Tambourine at least 7 star, please, because he's not the tankiest. If you do not have Tambourine, I would advise the 23rd World Tournament Goku. If you don't have him, you can use Yamcha. You can even use both of them if you do not have Chi-Chi. Other than that, another green that is solid is gonna be this DKP, and you can use him with Chi-Chi or Yamcha. It should be fine, no problem. Just make sure to change them to blast when you fight fights that you need to go full blast. Other option for this team, if you are missing like Piccolo Jr., you can use this Roshi, it's gonna be fine. Or if you are missing the launch, but I would use Piccolo Jr. and launch together. They're really good and pretty OP combo. Then if you do not have, for example, the Jackie Chun, you can use this Bulma. Just make sure you have at least one healer, and the healers are Jackie Chun, Tambourine, and the 23rd World Tournament Goku. So one of them is gonna do the job here. Let's say you have 23rd World Tournament Goku, you can put him here, or you can put both, and it should be okay. And here you can put anyone you want that you have for DB, and he is high star. You can even put a strike based character like this Goku if he is at good star level. This guy can work in a blast team, so he's gonna be fine too. You can have someone like the LLDKP, and that's basically it. If you used to use DB before, you know how it goes. Very good team, and you should be fine to go. We have a Saiyan team. You can run triple Z tier this season if you have everyone. Now this guy needs to be at least 9 star if he is the main unit in your team. If he is not and you want to run 2 Z tier, he can be 7 star. You just need to remove 1 Z tier. The Nappa, he needs to be 14 star, of course. He's not the best, but he will do a job. And you have this Broly, he needs to be at least 7 star as a bench unit. I would advise 9, but 7 star could be okay. For the replacement, what you can do, if this guy is 9 star, you can use him over the Nappa or the Broly, which is the green Vegeta. You also have this Raditz. Now Raditz need to be basically 14 star, but he's good the blast unit. Use him in easy fight, and he will be fitting very well since his Z ability is premium, and I would advise to use him if you have him high star. And that's basically it for the Z option. I would use a third Z if you have the Red Saiyan, because he's that good in battle. For S tier, you're gonna have your healer, which is gonna be the Vegeta, here the yellow Vegeta. Now if you do not have yellow Vegeta, you can run the Ultra Namek Goku if he's 8 star, but Vegeta is gonna be needed to be at least, I would say, at least 9 star because he's not that tanky. Then we're gonna have this Bardock as Zenkai buffer for our healer, pretty good blast character. For a Saiyan, not Dragon Ball, sorry, you need to be very careful with the ability. Make sure everyone has a Saiyan Z ability, or at least most people have a Saiyan Z ability. Now you can have someone who doesn't have it. For example, if you want to run Kaba instead of the Budio, you can. It's only one character who doesn't have the Z ability, but all the other will do and will have the Z ability. Now Kaba, very good option. Outrun him if you don't have the Saiyan in red, or if you want to remove one of the Z tier, and he will be super good in battle because he debuff everyone, and he's gonna HP buff your green, which is the 23rd World Tournament Goku if you have him, or you can replace the 23rd World Tournament Goku with him and he will do a job. He's also S tier, so he's pretty good for boost. So I would replace 23rd World Tournament Goku or the Red Saiyan with Kaba and it should be fine. This guy is free to play, everyone should have him, very nice character. Then you're gonna have this yellow Bardock. If you do not have Bardock, you can use Super Vegeta as a Zenkai buffer. If you do not have Super Vegeta, you can use yellow Super Saiyan for Goku as a Zenkai buffer for the number 1 Vegeta, because he's not really tanky and he's your healer. He's gonna need a lot of help. Where's the yellow Goku? I'm missing him right now. He's gonna be here. The only problem with him is strike based and you want your team to be blast based. So I much prefer to have Bardock, who is a really good character in battle. Then we're gonna have one last character. I really like the Budio. They have the same ability, Tuck Switch, super good character. They need to be Zenkite and they can work in your team. Other than that, you can use the character that have a same ability. For example, this guy, if he's 9 star, he can work and he's blast based. I think this guy has the same ability and blast based. If he's like 9 star, he can work. This guy 9 star, not 14 star, sorry. But remember, triple yellow is not the best to have a triple color. Does this guy have a same ability? I think he does. Yes, he can be used instead of Kaba, for example, or with Kaba. It should work. Another Saiyan Z ability that can work. These guys, they have a Saiyan Z ability, good blast attack, they can work. We're gonna have, other than that, this Gogeta, he can work too in your team. That's the Saiyan Z ability. If you have nobody, you can always use this Goku. Of course, strike attack, but pretty good character overall. Now we go to A tier. We also have this Broly. If everyone has the Saiyan Z ability, and you are not using Kaba, you can use him as a character. Very nice character overall, and he can debuff the enemy. He just doesn't buff the team. You can use him over, for example, let's say the Budio. You don't have the Budio, you can use him. Or you don't have Fitku, you can use him. Just don't use him together with Kaba, because both of them don't buff the team, and you get too dangerous territory if you do that. You can use them together if you remove one of the Z tier, and you can bench Kaba when you use Broly. You can bench Broly when you use Kaba, and it should be fine overall. Last one I didn't talk too much about is the 23rd Tournament Goku. He's a second healer, so I always recommend him if you have him. He can work in Blast team. Pretty nice character. I would even run like this team like this. I think it's the best variant. 2 Z tier, you have 2 S tier. A very good character with Budio who do a lot of damage. This guy debuff, change the ability. This guy is Zenkab of your yellow. Of course, you can use another character if you want to, but that's basically it. Now let's get to the next one. Now we get to Unirep. Very good team this season. You have solid Z tier. I would advise Ribrian plus the Rosie if they are 9 star. Now there is a debate about using like the red Rosie or yellow Rosie if you want to instead of one of them, because they are more blast based and the team is blast based. But I like the tankiness of Ribrian and the green Rosie, green Kakusan, sorry. However, if you are like confident with your targeting and so on, you can use one of the Rosie and it should be fine. Well, if you do not have a Kakunsa or Ribrian 9 star and you have one of the Rosie 9 star, you can use them too. Or you just gonna use another S tier instead, which is I think a much better idea. Another S tier I would recommend is basically this Dispo, very good, and this Topo, who is very good too. In our main team, we're gonna have the Vados, who is an EX, of course. But we have Kaba with HP buffing universe 6, which is very good for your Vados, who is going to be pretty much tanky. If you do not have Vados, I would use Despo. He's going to do the same job and get HP buff by the green. Just remove the Kakunsa and have Topo instead, and it should be fine. Topo is pretty good too, and they need to be nice star at least, I would say. Then we're gonna have the green Kaba, super OP. I would really advise to use him if you have him. A very good character who HP buff and debuff the enemy. If you do not have green Kaba, I would use Bergamo as an HP buffer. He's much inferior, but he will do the job. If you are using Bergamo, I would use Yellow Angel Frieza because he's gonna give you a guaranteed super every fight, and he's gonna be pretty decent in battle. One of the best unit to use. I didn't use him with the Topo with the Kaba because I wanted an extra S tier, but you can still use him with Kaba if you want to. It will do the job, and he's gonna be pretty decent. Then we're gonna get to replacement for Jiren or the Blue 18. I would say anyone solid can do the job. I like Blue 18, she can Zenkai buff the Ribrian and she's super good in battle. Just remember to change Blue 18 to Blast because she's more blast based. I also like the green Jiren because he can stun. What you can do is, if you have this God Topo, you can use him with Jiren, but you're gonna remove the Dispo because you have too many greens, and he's gonna Zenkai buff the Kaba. Both of them are gonna be super OP. For 18, you can use the other Jiren, he's strike based but pretty good free to play. You can also use in C tier a lot of the LL. If you have the new Evo Vegeta at 9 star, he can be used. If you have someone like what's his name, the MVP 17, he can be used. You can use this and this together. Just do not have 3 of the same color. That's what I would advise. Unless you have this guy who are a tag unit and they can tag switch and you can have 3 of the same color. They will do the job. Have your healer, which is gonna be Green Angel Frieza, and basically that's it for Unirep. Very good team, very solid. You have a lot of option and good Z tier or S tier. Now let's get to the final team. This season I wasn't going to put a movie team because they do not have that much high tiers and you need to go blast. So the blast team is less qualitative in terms of boost, but it's gonna do much better and it should still guarantee you the 1k CC, no problem. I'm putting it at the end of the video so you have an idea because I know a lot of people have a movie team. For Z tiers, Broly, I like him a lot. He can be used in Strike and Blast team, that's why he's here. He has a double defense ability and he has equal stat, so he's gonna be fine. Then the second Z tier is not gonna be optimal, but you have the Trunks. If he's nicer, you can use him. He's more strike based, but you don't have too much choices. Other than that, you can use the Vegeta if he is higher stat and he will be fine. If you don't have neither, you can use the Snappa, and of course you should have him 14 star as a free to play. Then we go to S tier. You have just the Tapion. He's strike based, but he has a good enough blast attack and double defense ability, so it's gonna be okay in my opinion. Then we're gonna have another S tier you can use, but not a lot of people can have him, which is gonna be this Raisin. So if you have him, I would use him like over this Cooler or Gogeta, and he should be fine, but he need to be at least 9 star. For the Z tier, Broly at least 9 star if you didn't know. And then we're gonna go to A tier. We're gonna have only our Gamma, and he's gonna be here. And after we're gonna fill the blank with some good characters. I've put Green Cooler, but actually you have a good A tier here, which is Amont, and it's gonna be here. It's gonna be better than Cooler if you have him 9 star, but if you don't, I would use Cooler or someone else. Other than that, as free to plays, you can have this green Cooler. He can be useful. You can also use the Blue Broly or the Gohan. They're pretty good. Or the Metal Cooler, but I'm not a big fan of him because he doesn't have the Z ability, so it's up to you. I would use this Green Cooler if you have him Zenkai. You have this Piccolo who can be nice. Same replacement, if you don't have Gogeta, you can have Green Cooler instead, and you should be okay. You have this Goku Piccolo if they're high star. I'm going to say every sparking need to be at least 9 star, unless they are free to play, they need to be 14 star. If you don't have anybody, you can use this free to play Red Army Piccolo, and you're gonna have this Gamma who are okay, but they're not fast enough, so I wouldn't recommend too much if you want to be a little bit competitive. Now, another thing, don't use the RR Piccolo with the Tapion and the Roshi at the same time. You have too many defensive ability, only two offensive one. So be careful with that and try to have at least 90 to 120% blast attack. Let's look at some good blast LL to use in our team. The Gammas, they're a pretty good blast based character. Metal Cooler Phase High Star, the Cielo Cuckoo Phase High Star, and finally, for this spot, it's gonna be Roshi if he's 9 star because he's your HP buffer, or you can have Red Pine as your HP buffer, and that's basically it. I wouldn't use too much this Arad Army Piccolo because of the double defense ability. I would really advise this Cooler because he has a blast attack ability, or this Piccolo, or even the Amont if you have him. Even these guys, they have a blast attack because too much double defense is gonna be a struggle in terms of damage. That's basically it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. This is the full schedule. The team's video is uploaded today. Tomorrow is gonna be the team review that I will do. The deadline is gonna be 12 hours after reset, so please submit your team before the deadline, and I will upload it on Saturday. Sunday is gonna be the full guide with all the targeting and so on, and my gameplay video with the first team I showed you is gonna be the other weekend. Have a good one and goodbye.